Be in here too long today. Got a little bit of errands and stuff to do today. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this big, beautiful planet. There we go. Good morning. Okay. Oh man, such a freaking moon phase today. I'm crazy here. So welcome, man. Whew. Can feel it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. Ooh, trying to get in sync with the energies, right? And we're kind of in the in between. So, first of all, February 1st, Rabbit Rabbit. I just posted my blow your cinnamon to the door to bring in the prosperity and abundance and have the money flow your way. We have that moon as it's going to be coming in, especially to in Scorpio, squaring Pluto. And this is the first time it's doing this, and especially with the sun being there. And they're both like the moon's in detriment. It hates Scorpios, like, and uh, and the moon and the sun is in fall position. It'd rather be across the street, right, in Leo, because that's where it rules. It shines. I can shine. I can be beautiful there. And this is where you're going to find a lot of weird things happening over today, tomorrow, into the weekend as we are building up towards this new moon in Aquarius. And it's a lot of shadow energy that's coming forth. And I am just blown away of some of the information that's coming to me and directions that I'm receiving. And it's funny, when I'm receiving directions from my guides, it's always not so much to it's research. I really have to do the research into it. I really have to look into it, because it sends me into a place that, one, maybe I've never been there before. I've thought about it. I dabbled sort of into it and looked into it, but never fully embraced it. You know, when I first moved here to Calgary, I received, kept on saying, getting a message about Hawaiian massage. I had no idea what Hawaiian massage was. And so I had to find out, what is Hawaiian massage? And it's Lomi Lomi. You have to learn how to do Lomi Lomi. And I'm just like, well, the only places I can find that teaches Lomi Lomi was in Hawaii or Toronto. Nothing. I'm in Calgary, right? Where's the ocean here? Where's, it certainly isn't here. And I Googled, of course, Hawaiian massage, Calgary, and up came, information about that. And I contacted Heather at the time, and she wasn't teaching any, but she did Lomi Lomis. And she had a Reiki share. And I thought, okay, I'm a Reiki master. Let me go in and find out, about the Reiki share, and go into the Reiki share. A little nervous, never been there before, never met her before. And bang, a connection was made. And absolutely fabulously beautiful fairy she was, just extraordinary. And began a journey with her, and learned so much about crystal consciousness, sound healing with Karuna Ki, healing with Reiki, and getting my Karuna Ki masters with her, redoing my Reiki with her, and reattunements with my Reiki, and taking so many different courses with her. She taught in the bottom half of her place, and it looked simple, but it was so magical. And learning so much about myself at that time, and really drove me into doing more in depth of what I've already been doing. Like I was raised, being raised in Penticton and everything, you kind of get limited resources, especially, prior to the internet and trying to find information. And you go to the library and everything's locked up in the library. They wouldn't let any witches or pagan books out. And to find pagan books, you'd have to go to the secondhand store, and you go to the secondhand store downtown, which is absolutely fabulous. And Penticton, just love it. And all the pagan books and everything were always behind the desk, right? And you'd have to ask to look at them. And the reason why they did that was mainly because people would take them and destroy them. Or the other part, people would take them and not return them. So, doing a lot of the journey that I was on was very limited. And I, ended up taking courses with Francisca de Grandes to be a goddess. And that led me into Fey shamanism and working with the fairies and going more in depth with the fairies, to really stepping into more of the Wicca side, the witch side. It wasn't Wicca to me, it was witchcraft. Wicca is a new age construct of witchcraft. And stepping into that, into that flow. Yet still, because I lived in a place, in Penticton, and Naramata and Penticton was known, they had white witches and black witches out there. And it was kind of Naramata is kind of a very magical place, just on the other side of the lake as you're going towards Kelowna. Anyways, it's north of Penticton. It's finding those connections and reconnecting with something. Anyways, coming to meeting Heather really sent me on another journey, a beautiful journey. It was amazing because you could go there, and when I did meditations, receive such beautiful insights and connections, with my guides, with others, with healings. I eventually did take my Lomi Lomi, and I am a Hawaiian certified Lomi Lomi body worker. I can give somebody a full body Lomi Lomi if I decide to go back into that. It is a magical massage and body work. It really is. It's just so transformational to get that. Anyways, and getting the Lomi Lomi is that when I took the course, I had to take it. It was a whole week. It was 7 days. And my partner and I that I was working with, her and I, we had to give each other Lomis each and every day. And we were told by day 3, because of doing this and what it does, what the Lomi Lomi does, it is a massage that they used to give the warriors, and allow for the energies to move through the warriors, right? So there's movement in how you would move the energy within the body, and using coconut oil, and you could use essential oils as well, and allowing for that energy to move through the whole body. And it's a whole body, front and back, naked, right? That's the massage. And it really moved things. Like I had pain in my left shoulder for years and years and years and years. And I knew it wasn't anything that they could find. I knew it was related to my mother and mother issues, holding the burden of my mother. And through the Lomi Lomis, it was released. Going back to what I say, by the third day, you get angry, and anger comes up, and the shadows start to appear. And as these shadows start to appear, it is like parts of you that you need to reincorporate back to yourself. Because the thing is that in learning about Lomi Lomi was an understanding that there's radiance, even when you don't think there's radiance. Even when you think it's horrible and bad and disgusting and whatever you put for the words of that, the radiance is there. And to find that radiance, you have to go through the darkness, because then you can appreciate the beautiful sparkles and the light and what it has to give you. And in understanding that, we had to go through this. We all came into class. We were all pissed off. There was 8 of us, right? Each of us, we're all paired up. And we were like, she goes, the pissy day, isn't it? And she had, goodies for us, and we had to journal. We had to journal why we were so pissy, why we were so angry. And, a lot regurgitated, a lot, came out, and I really, released, a lot of attachments and things that no longer were for me or in my alignment. And in doing that and searching for it, this has brought me back to here. And I can remember, this is where I'm going to go back to listening, because David, my Leo King, he's not my Leo King, he's married now, the Leo King, and a few others that I've been listening to. JK Ultra is another one I've been listening to also, and there's another beautiful Irish girl that can't remember her name, but anyways, but they were all talking about taking the red pill again, that there's a new journey that we are about to embark on, that we think that we have done it, right? We think that we've done the work, or we think that we've done whatever, done it all. Yet it is now that we have to come back into it. Now, if you've watched The Last Matrix, he had to take the red pill again and go back through things, not exactly the way it was, but, in order to get out of the matrix, in order to get out of that assimilation, you have to go through another resurgence, a rebirthing, you could say. And here we are, and I'm looking at the astrology, and it's just like, holy shit, this is really reminding me of that time. And especially with so much energy in, I have this, my son, the sun in Aquarius is squaring the sun in Scorpio, my sun, and it's also squaring, my Jupiter, and there's my Uranus, and there's Venus is in there. There's Lilith. I think Lilith is in there. So there's so much energy in my Scorpio sign, right? And it's being squared right now. So this resurgence. So people who have fixed signs, especially, you may be feeling this a little bit more intensely than those who have maybe mutable signs. But those with fixed signs, because they're either in an opposition to Aquarius or they're squared. So Taurus and Scorpio are squared to the Aquarius, and Leos are in opposition to it. And in doing that, that means that there is this change, this resurgence that's coming in of getting you to really look at parts of you that need to be looked at, that shadow side, and that resurgence of the shadow, and what that looks like. What does that mean to you? How am I going to do that? A lot has to come up about the womb and the womb healing. And I'm just like, okay, well, I did womb healing, like breath work and womb healing, way back, like a long time ago. And it was just like, wow. But this is almost like a resurgence of this road, of this new way of teaching and bringing this energy in. And it has to do with who we are, sexually, how we are embracing that infinite part of ourselves and stepping into that true divine feminine energy and what that means. So now I'm on another journey, another search of what this all is, and embracing that definition, embracing my definition of what it is, not necessarily what the definition is in the world, but embracing that essence of it and understanding what that essence is, and not being afraid, because my ego gets in the way so badly, like fuck, like so badly. Like I just like, oh my God, could you just like take a fucking rest and stop being so egotistical and obstinate and whatever else it is, and and just like, fucking look into it and stop being such a bitch about it, Mary. And this is how you might have to talk to yourself, because there is something new. And the other part too is that maybe because I just haven't run across it, but I haven't seen many women my age actually teaching this and bringing this into matter. I see beautiful young 30-year-old, I see beautiful young in relationship lesbians and this and that, but I haven't seen, women who are either my age or women who have had children, which I find they're probably out there. There's probably some, a few, but I haven't, in my research, I haven't found too many of them. And I found that very, very interesting, because that leads to a whole nother, energy. And especially with those who are pre-menopausal and, you know, into menopause. My training from Susan Weed, who does a whole thing on menopause, and I have her books, is you're not pre or you're just either in it or you're not. It's like adolescence. Either you're in it or you're, like when you're in pre-adolescence, you're fucking in the adolescence. You're just you're just at the beginning of it. The premenopausals, you're just at the beginning of it. You are menopausal. Your hormones are all getting fucked up. They're going up, down, and all around. Some women are going for hormone therapy, other women, and this is where it's, changes within the body again. Your boobs are dropping, your butt's getting bigger, your tummy's getting bigger, harder to lose weight, mood swings, even your sexuality is starting to change, and how you feel sexually is starting to change, and being able to embrace all of that within these changes. And here we're coming into this Pluto energy, and this Pluto energy is, for each and every one of us, is getting us to look at things in a new way, getting us to look at our own lives and how we are wanting to step into our lives and be able to create within our lives in a new way, not bringing in the old, not bringing in the, what you had done before, or taking what you maybe had done before, and maybe it's a revision of it, and revitalizing it in a whole new way that you've never done before. And when I went to Heather, when I was going through Heather, she said to me, and this is back in 2010, and she said, you have a workshop to teach. And at that time, I didn't know what the hell a workshop was, but it ended up being the Journey Club. And I taught that for many years. And those who've taken it know what I'm talking about. I have my, my originals, who were the originals who actually took it to begin with and helped me to foster it to where it sits now. I haven't taught in Journey Club for several years now, because I know that there's a change that has to come with it. And I kind of feel like I know where this change is starting to come in, and how I need to step into this new change with it. So hence the energies today, coming back to where the moon is. The moon, if you saw it this morning, it was almost, it'll be squaring tonight to the sun. It's coming to that 3/4 square. It's coming to this energy of having us really look deeply into how we are wanting to step into ourselves, into our dharma, paid or unpaid, stepping into the direction of us embracing. And it's frustrating, and and the shadows are going to be coming up, because we have to embrace them in how we, whatever they are, because the new moon, this is going to be bringing in something new, exposed, and we are having to look at keeping this with positive compassion, and that's important. We're wanting to find stability where things are going to be becoming incredibly unstable, and unstable not only in the world around us, but maybe feeling the instability within our own world. And this is where the shadows will pop up, because this is where, our fears come forth, and what those fears are, and how they, look like, or how they feel within ourselves. And even looking at what parts of ourselves where we feel that we are not being radiant. So It's quite interesting. My hair is just, you know what? I'm going to do a GoFundMe for my hair just to get it done. Because it costs me so much money to get my hair done. It needs its own account. Um, stupid. But that's one of the things, like even for the embolic celebration that I'm doing Saturday night, is an embracement of this new light, of this new energy in a place where there is such instability. If you've registered, I will be sending out the workbook later on today, and you'll be receiving the workbook. So make sure you check your email for that. We will be embracing parts of ourselves in newness and embracing parts of ourselves within the radiance and shining this radiance within us. And this is where the part, looking at the parts that you need most. So that's going to be part of the embolic celebration, because we want to bring forth that light within us and celebrate that light and bring it in. But so many of my clients don't live in Calgary. So I would love, okay, that's something else. We won't bring that in because we'll leave that there and see how that forms. But it is, having to really come in and connect with people and start doing things more in person. So it's also finding a sacred place to do some of the work that I am really wanting to do and embrace. And see where that leads, because doing more workshops within the Calgary area. So in person, and doing some stuff in person, and we'll see how that works. Anyways, I mean, that's all these changes, and throwing it out and saying it's kind of like making it real. So that's the other part too, allowing yourself to say things out and making it real. And it's funny because I'm holding apophyllite, and apophyllite is, one of those beautiful crystals that is an amplifier. So if you've ever used apophyllite, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous crystal to be used. And my apophyllite has a little mouth on it. And I'll show you. See the little mouth? So this apophyllite is a fabulous, it's amazing. It doesn't look like much, but it sucks shit out. I used this a lot in healings and stuff, many times. So it's absolutely fabulous. I'm going to grab the fairy books, the fairy cards, because it is the embolic. So happy embolic, everybody. And go over here, grab my fairy cards because they're twinkling in the sunlight. Put this over here in the corner. There we go. Let's grab them. They're sitting in the sunlight, getting such beautiful nourishment. The sun is just shining on them and just cleansing them for me. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Nature, for that beautiful energy. So let's pull out some cards. I know I have to do this. And I know they're Doreen Virtue always made such big cards. You know what I can see her coming out with? Scripture cards. Pulling in and doing a whole thing on different scripture cards. That's what I can see her doing, so that people can pull a scripture a day or something like that. I don't know. It would be cool. But that's, because she's really killing. She did do a whole workbook study, a workbook and her King James Bible. Not her King James Bible, but the King, the new King James Bible, because it's been revised. Princess of Spring. So the Princess of Fire. So the Page of Fire. So this is enthusiasm, optimism. Here, it's this beautiful new inspiration. So the Princess of Fire comes in. There she is. Look at her. She's just so happy. She's got butterflies. Gotta love her boots. Like, look at those shoes. Those are just rocking kind of shoes, you know? Just love it. Just love her whole radiance and her smile, and she's just on the swing. She's just feeling great. And it's time to go. It's time. It's really, that's where part of the instability is. It's like, okay, let's start taking these steps. It is symbolic. It is, that womb place. That's probably why the womb keeps coming in, because of the embolic. But that space between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, it's that place where new birth is coming in. If you look around in some regions, you start seeing little buds start to appear and start to bring out. And with that comes, we got a lot of newness. Now comes the Page of Swords. So here, that's action. If you see him in the tarot, it's like, here, action. Here, I'm bringing in action. Here he is bringing in some action, going forward. So there's enthusiasm. There's thought form with it. Look at that little dude on the back there, just enjoying the ride. Like, he's just like, woo. I don't know how I'm holding this. You can see him enjoying the ride there. There he is. Oh, bring it up. See, smiling away. He's enjoying the ride. He's showing his teeth. He's saying, whoops, here. Got to get this back on. You can see it there. There we go. He's having fun. Him and his bud are out there. And this is like being decisive. There's a lot of unexpected energy out there because of the Iranian energy that is coming forth, and the sun is going to be squaring it. And this is bringing in unexpected change, newness, but Uranus always brings it for the highest good, and he rules Aquarius. Aquarius wants to bring things to the highest good, but sometimes it doesn't feel that way. It feels overwhelming, and it feels not tangible because it's air, right? It's air. So it's like, oh, how am I going to bring it in? We've just come out of an energy that is earth. It's tangible. It's this way. It's this construction. And we come in and we move into Aquarius and air energy. And it's just like, no, we're moving. We're discovering, we're reevaluating, right? And it can be frustrating if you're not used to it. If you want to have it this way, that's where the frustration can come in. And in comes the Seven of Spring, which is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, I mean, she is assertive. She is like, watch out, bitch. I'm going to get you. Don't fuck with me. Kind of energy. She knows where she's aiming. She's got it. She's got the moon behind her. There's that beautiful, like, turquoisey colors that are springing out of the red, out of that, the sparkiness. It's like sometimes when you watch the sparks of a fire, it's like, it's not just, you can see there's different colors that can come out. It's quite, it's really beautiful. And this is, not to back down. The fairies are coming in and they're saying, it's time for change, time to get motivated, time to get moving. And as you move forward in this newness, as you move forward, it is going to be unstable, and it is going to feel very quirky and all over the place. And it's going to make you frustrated. It's going to make you angry. It's going to make you mad. Embrace that. Understand it. It's going to make you fearful. It's going to give you anxiety. All of that. But that's where part of the radiance is, and that's where the radiance comes in. So there you go, my loves. I got to get going. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless you. If you want to join me this Saturday, it's $25. Let me know. Get a hold of me. Also, if you are wanting a reading, it is a 2-for-1, meaning you buy one, you get one free. So if you're wanting a reading, and it's February, so it's all about love. So let's get some love going. Have a blessed one. We'll talk to you all tomorrow, or maybe later on today. We'll see. Bye-bye.